G'day Master John Curtis, and today I've got a very special game. I think it's quite rare. We have a game where we get double exclamation mark in one move, and in the second move we get another double exclamation mark, and on the very next move we get another double exclamation mark given to us by the artificial intelligence at the chess.com analysis room, chess.com coach. Okay, so this is very special. I've never done that before. I've never had three double exclamation mark moves in a row. So without further ado, we're going to get into the game. The game was played on chess.com, 5-minute game. I was playing the white pieces. My rating for that purpose was 2,000 this time. And I was playing jscobaros. jscobaros, he's from Colombia, and his rating is 1,782. It's funny his name is Escobaros, isn't it? Because Pablo Escobar was the noted cocaine Colombian dealer, and this guy's from Colombia. So I hope he doesn't send people to my house for beating him and promoting the game. Imagine if the hitman turns up at my house and he says, "I'm going to shoot Grandmaster Teddy." I mean, I'll be stunned. Anyway, here we are. I'm going to play through the game instead of talking nonsense. Right, I opened up with e4, and my opponent played e5. Both book moves. I played d4. It's like a centre counter, isn't it? Except I'm playing white. Pawn takes pawn, and then I played bishop to c4. I was just trying to play something different to get my opponent out of the opening. Played knight to f6, best move, and I played e5. So I'll get a question mark for it, but the whole idea of playing e5 is to create problems for my opponent. When I play chess, and I'm playing for fun, blitz chess, on chess.com, I often just like to create lots of problems for my opponent and take them into that very dark place where they've got to try to find their way out, as Mikhail Tal used to say. Anyway, he played d5, and I thought that was an excellent move. So I retreated my bishop there because I'm still attacking the knight. And now he played knight d7. It's not the best move, but it's still a good move. I played knight to f3, not the best move. I probably should castle or something. But I was worried about c5. He gave me a check. So I thought, well, what do I do here? Well, I played king to f1, not a good move. A better move was pawn here, right? Pawn there, and if he took the pawn, I could play something like knight takes pawn or queen takes pawn. But c3 I played, and that was a star move. That was the best move. What happened there? c3 is best. So c3 was best. I played king to f1, not the best. But again, just trying to throw him off his position. But I've actually got a worse position here. This is probably a little bit worse for me because my bishop's out of play. It's blocked off by that lovely pawn structure. And it's going to take me time to take this pawn without losing a piece. Anyway, I played queen takes pawn and hit his, it's the best move, and hit his bishop. We played bishop c5. Apparently a4 is a better move. a4, can you see why a4 is better? After pawn here, he'd be threatening to hit my queen with the bishop and then push the pawn here. He traps my bishop, see? Okay, so a4 was better. But no, he played bishop c5, so I moved my queen. So where do you think I should move my queen in this position? Are you giving it some thought? Well, I played queen to g4. That's the best move. I've got a star again from chess.com artificial intelligence, and he castled. Well, he should have played bishop f8, right? And Okay, so bishop f8 was his best move. So I played bishop here. And I got an exclamation mark from the engine. In a minute, I'm going to make a blunder. Yeah, that's right. I'm going to make a slight blunder. It's not a blunder, it's a positional error. Right, so he played pawn here. And now, what's the best move? Well, every banana brain can see bishop takes rook is interesting, but the best move is actually not bishop takes rook. Question mark, it's a mistake. The best move is actually queen to f4. Right, so queen to f4 is actually the best move. Queen here. Okay, anyway, I took the rook and he took back with the king. Well, he should take with the knight. Now, had he taken with the knight, he would have been attacking my queen. He'd get a nice tempo, and his minor pieces are quite strong. So he would have an equal position. Anyway, I took the rook, he takes, and I played queen to f4. Now it looks like I've got a nice check here, and I've got knight here. Let's see what he does. He moved his king. Great move. So I'm wondering, how do I proceed now with this position? I should play c4, try to open up that diagonal, that bishop diagonal, because that would open up a diagonal to the king. But I played h4. I thought I'd go this way and try to open up this way with h4, h5. And here he played h5. It's a question mark. It's an inaccuracy, and knight back to f8 was the best move, where the arrows indicated. I played knight to d2. Again, I should play c4. The engine's screaming for me to play c4, but he wants me to open up the bishop. I've got a different way of opening the bishop, and I'm going to show you a way to not push the c-pawn and to open the bishop. How do you do that, John? Well, it's a mystery, but you'll find out. Okay, so he played knight to b6. He played this move. So what did I do? I played knight to e4. That's right. Right, can you see what happens now? And I got a double exclamation mark. That's a double exclamation mark for that move. Okay, so now if he takes the knight, queen takes pawn check, king here, not here because knight checks, but king here, and knight there, and he can't stop checkmate, right? Because there's a checkmate here and there's a checkmate there on two different levels. You can't stop both of them. Okay, so that's why I got the double exclamation mark for knight to e4. Do you remember? I told you that I'll be able to open up my bishop without playing pawn to c4. So that's what I'm doing effectively. I'm letting the bishop's diagonal do the work for my knight. So, and the knight wants to go in here with a dirty big check. Okay, I'm threatening to take the bishop. So that's why the engine loved my move and gave me a double exclamation mark. Okay, on the next move, he played bishop e7. So he's moving his bishop back, which was attacked, to defend his king, to quickly get a piece near his king. So should I move my knight? Should I move my knight that's threatened by the pawn? Well, I didn't. I played the other knight over to g5, and now I'm threatening queen takes pawn check. So queen takes pawn check is a threat. And I've got another double exclamation mark from the chess.com artificial intelligence. That's right. So I've got two double exclamation marks in a row, in two moves in a row. Have you seen that before? All right. Well, he played bishop there. So what move do I play in this position? Well, I'll give you a few minutes to work it out. I'll just give you 2 minutes to work it out. You think about it, because there's a few. Don't forget, if you're an experienced player, there are beginners there. So I would want to give them at least a minute or two. See if you can find the move. You might let me know in the the video comments column whether you found the move in the 2 minutes I gave you. I can't give you a whole 2 minutes. Sorry if I'm putting you off. Well, if you found G4, double exclamation mark, 3 moves in a row, double exclamation mark, double exclamation mark, double exclamation mark from the chess.com computer, well, that's the best move, and I've got that double exclamation mark, and I'm attacking the bishop, right? And we know the bishop can't move because the queen takes pawn check, right? So it looks like he can take 2 knights. Now he can take a pawn as well. Well, what move does he choose here? Well, he can't take with the bishop because it'll be checkmate in 2 moves. So he takes with the pawn. So yes, he gets a star move for that. So what move do I play next? Knight to G3. But I only got a star. I didn't get a double exclamation mark. But it is the best move. I'm threatening, now threatening, knight takes bishop. Okay. He played queen to D7. He should be getting his knight out. And now what move do we play here? Pawn to H5. Star move. We're trying to bring the castle into play, into action against this black king. Right? And he played bishop to F8. So what move do I play here? Well, I played pawn takes pawn. Star move, best move. And he played bishop takes pawn. And so what move do I play here? I didn't play the best move here, but I'll show you the best move. It is pawn here. Right? Okay, pawn there. That's the best move. So the best move is actually pawn to E6. I didn't play it. I actually played rook E1 to prepare pawn to E6. But I don't have to. The correct move is pawn here. And if pawn takes pawn, queen to F6, threatening checkmate and threatening the bishop. And you might say, oh, but John, he can play queen here. Well, it looks like he can. It does. It looks like he can. But I've got queen takes pawn check. And when the bishop goes here, I've got knight takes bishop. And when his queen takes, I play rook checks and I win the queen. Oh yeah, I know he can go here, but rook checks again. And the queen is lost. Okay? So that is the way it should be played. But again, it's a blitz game. I've only got 2.7 seconds left. So I played rook to E1, threatening E6. He played bishop G7. Now I played E6. And he took the pawn and he won on time. That's right. So I played a game. I'm winning the game. It's a win for white. White's winning. You can see the evaluation bar on the side of the board. And I'm all over him. And the next move wins the game. Rook takes pawn. That pretty well wins. Rook takes pawn. Star move. It should be the best move. So rook takes pawn. Just threatens this bishop. It's got nowhere to go. And because we've got too many pieces near the black king, there's only a queen and 2 bishops. That's 9 and 6 is 15 points defending. And we've got a castle of 5 and 9 are 14. The 6 is 20, and the castle here, 25 points against 16 points, attacking this lonely king, which has got no protection. Okay, so I lost the game on time. Isn't that interesting, eh? So I played a brilliant game. I get 3 double exclamation mark moves in a row, given to me by the chess.com engine, and I lost the game on time. But I still saved it into my best games. because I thought it was worthy of it. Because not often, as I say, you get 3 double exclamation mark moves in one game by the chess.com AI. I'm going to show you one more game because I can't leave on a loss. It's not like me. I don't like to lose all my games. So I'm going to go into, I'm taking you into this here I think this is the position. Oh, well. Ernestozuluagaa. I had worked it out. This is the, I think it's this is the game. Oh, this was a good game too. I might show you both of them. Ernestozuluagaa. Okay, I'll show you both these games. So I'm going to show you this one first, and because I think they're good training games. You know, how to attack in chess. And my role is as a chess.com coach is to teach you how to play and also make it entertaining and lively, something exciting, and to try to share my thoughts with you to help you improve your games, right? Okay, right, here we go. So we'll get back here. I'm just going to get out of here and go back here. Just want to make sure you can see everything. You can't see the name there on the board, but I'll make that clear now. There he is, Ernestozuluagaa, and he's from Colombia, 2027. Okay, well, looks like I'm going to play through this one. Trying to get these little arrows here so you can still get a good picture. I think we've got it. We'll just have to, that'll just have to do. It's a 3-minute game this time. I'm playing with white pieces, and I opened up with e4, and my opponent played the Sicilian defence. c5, for those very newbies, is the mark of the Sicilian defence. Knight to f3, d6, d4. Yeah, you might say, oh, John, you haven't got the game review on. All right, I'll put the game review on. Okay, so this is Ernestozuluagaa. Okay. I played at 92.7% accuracy. There it is there, 92.7. And we got, oh, look, I see a couple of exclamation mark moves. Not double exclamation mark moves like in the last game, which was exceptional. However, in this game, I played at 2,550 rating. That's right, my performance for the game was 2,550, and my opponent's performance was 2,250. So there you go. Right here. So that's the oil. I'm gonna get back, make sure you got the picture, right? And here we go. e4, c5, knight to f3, and I'll read to you what chess.com coach, he says, knight to f3 develops the knight towards the centre to prepare for d4 pawn push, where the knight will recapture if black captures on d4. So d6 and now d4. And the coach says d4 offers to trade the d pawn, like the d pawn here, for a c pawn, giving up a centre pawn for more active pieces. So he took the pawn, I recaptured with the knight. Knight to f6. Now it's a book move and it attacks the e pawn. So you develop a knight, prepare to castle on the king side somewhere, and you're threatening a pawn. Knight c3, I develop a knight and I defend the pawn. The knight defends the pawn, see? So you can't take that because the knight will take back. And that gets back to that chess rule, examine all checks and examine all captures. So he played a6, a common move in the Sicilian Najdorf, stops the bishop check, right? So it's a common move. Bishop g5, and this is the way Mikhail Tal used to play. So I'm attacking the knight. He played e5, and I thought, what do I do here? And I thought, well, I know what I'll do. I'll play knight to f5 and try to activate my knight and put some pressure on him. So I'm controlling white squares right now, this one, and I got a little bit of pressure on this pawn. Well, he took my knight off, and that's a bad move. Okay, the engine coach says bishop takes f5 is an inaccuracy. There were worse moves, but also something much better. Okay, so what could he have played? Well, he could have played something different. Let's have a look and see what he could have done. That's the way he should have played it. Eh? All right then. All right, so let's have a look. Knight f5, bishop takes knight, pawn takes, and now he played bishop e7. I thought that was a passive move. I thought knight b file to d7 was accurate because now I played bishop c4. I've been able to put my bishop on this long diagonal, and I'm controlling this square. This central square is mine. It's a lovely big hole, isn't it? Okay, but you've got to convert that to a win. Sometimes it takes patience. And Garry Kasparov said, you might not win quickly, but sometimes patience has its rewards. It's the Russian way. Castles. Well, I castled. Maybe bishop takes knight's better. I'm not sure about that. He played knight there, and I played rook b1. And the engine says rook b1 is a good move. It's important to get your pieces off their starting squares and into the action. So the engine actually liked this move. He played b5. And the engine says this is an excellent move. The opposing bishop is kicked by a pawn and must now move or be captured. So I took his knight off. And he recaptured with the knight, and I played bishop to d5. I don't know whether the engine likes that move, but bishop b3 might have been a bit better. But I played bishop d5. He played rook here. I thought, you beauty, I'll slip my knight up here. Not a great move. The engine was not impressed. He played queen to d2, so I thought, well, I'll take his knight. And I got an exclamation mark for that, because now you've got this bad bishop. I played queen to d3. Notice I've got my rook on b1, so he can't jettison the pawn, right, pawn here, and take this pawn because I've got the castle protecting it. So I was looking about 3 or 4 moves ahead, 3 or 4 moves deep. He played rook to c8. Now here, I have to try to develop a plan to win. Now, how do you win? What are white's strengths and what are black's weaknesses? Well, all my play revolves around being on this pawn, doesn't it? But whether that's enough to win, bishops of opposite colours, I'd say it's not against the top player. I played a3. I didn't want him pushing pawns against me. And he played rook here. Well, I thought, oh, I don't like that. So I played c3. Just to keep these pawns in a safe, solid position. He played Queen C7. It doesn't achieve much. So, but the engine says it ignores an opportunity to threaten winning a queen. To threaten winning a queen. Oh, so what the engine's thinking of is queen here. And now if I play pawn to bishop 4, you can play rook takes bishop. Oh, the engine likes that move. It's sneaky, isn't it? Typical engine move, sneaky chess. Okay, so rook to d1, bishop e7, and I played g3. A star move, no exclamation mark. He played rook c8. Not good. The engine doesn't like it. Notice this pawn's under, he's left the protection of the pawn. Maybe I can get in there somehow. King g2, I want to put my king on a white square. Because we've got bishops of opposite colours, there's not going to be a check, is there? Okay, so he played queen to d7. I played queen to f3, right, just improving my position slightly. He played bishop to f8, and I played rook to d3. He played king to h8, and now king to h8. He did. He played king to h8. And now, for my next trick, I played rook to d1. I powered up, protected everything. Played queen c7. We're both getting a bit short of time. Now I attacked his pawn, and then he played pawn here. Well, I want to play rook here then. I've got a plan. The plan is to checkmate him with rook to e4. This is my plan. Rook e4, right? I'll show you rook e4. I'll say he plays pawn here. I play rook e4, and if he tries say a pawn here, I can just play check with the queen, king takes, and checkmate, right? So that's my quick queen sacrifice plan. Just so you can see those things, you've got to visualize plans. Otherwise, they'll never come true. So you've got to have dreams, right? Okay, so this is the position. I played rook e1. He played pawn there, so I played rook here, star move, best move. He played rook takes rook. Well, now he thinks he's going to win a piece. But have a look at this. Rook takes rook. Play queen here, so you're hitting 2 rooks. So I played queen here, best move, and now he played rook here. And now he thought that if I take the rook, he could take one rook with check and then go and get the other rook. But he was wrong, because I can just take the rook off. And then when he takes this one with check, he doesn't get the other rook because I push the pawn on his queen. And now he takes the pawn, and I take a pawn. And with that, this is basically the end of the game. He plays queen there, played queen to d5, played queen there, played rook takes pawn, mainly because I want to play rook here and attack all these pieces along here, along the side. And he played pawn there, so I went down and attacked his queen. He has to protect his bishop. So what do I do now? Well, I play rook here. My plan is different from what the engine's saying. Engine says push a pawn. Engine's right. But I want to punish him. Anyway, he played pawn there. That's a big mistake because I've got this move. Queen here. Now, this is my little trick. Now he's only got one move. He's got to stop rook takes bishop check. So he plays king there. And then I know that I can take, because I know I could take his bishop, I push a pawn. I don't take the bishop. I push a pawn because there's nothing he can do, right? Engine says check is better, but I like this one. I like to push a pawn. He plays king here, and now notice his bishop can't move. Well, I push the pawn again, right? And that's where he resigns because of Carlsen's rule of the square. With Carlsen's rule of the square, if he wants to, he can't leave his bishop, right? And my pawn's going down to queen. So what I'm going to do is play rook takes bishop check, and then rook takes bishop check, right? Rook takes bishop check. What's he going to do? Pawn here or something? Well, I just play rook takes bishop check, queen takes, take check, king takes, I'll push the pawn. And there's nothing he can do. I've just got 2 squares to go. Pawn there, king here, pawn there, and king here, pawn there. I've got a queen, and that's the end of the game. Okay, so that was game 2. And I've got one other game to show you. And we'll go back here. Oh, I don't know whether I've got this one. This might be closed. 1 second. Games of the Magician. Magician, they call me the Magician. Where is it? Archive. See if I can show you this one last game. Now that was where I played at 2500, wasn't it? 2500. I was showing you the game against ernestozuluagaa, right? And now we've got one more game to show you. Of course, the best part of the video is getting 3 double exclamation marks in a row. Eh? Right, okay, so I've got one other game here somewhere. Might be, is it this one? This is I played at 95.4% 95.4% accuracy here. It's not a bad game. And I'm playing a good player. His name is Denial201 to chess. And he's from Iran. So I'll show you that game. He actually played at 89.4% accuracy. Right, so we'll show you that game. Just show you how to have patience in a chess game and how to build your position. Right. All right then, I'll be quick. I've got to go to a snooker tournament. Okay, here we go. Just make sure you can see the board. Yes, you can see the board. You can't see the players. You can't see the players. You can't see the players. Players' names. It's a 3-minute game, as you can see. And there's the player, Denial201 chess. I've got to click that there. Denial201 chess. Well, I can do it this way. E4. Wait a second. This is the king's pawn opening, d5. E takes d5, queen takes d5. This is the centre counter, or the Scandinavian defence as it's called. Knight c3 attacks the queen, queen to a5. I played bishop c4, played c6. He wants to stop knight here in some variations. Played knight f3. He played bishop to g4. I played h3. I want to kick that bishop very, very quick early. He took it off, queen takes f3, and he played knight f6. So he's playing all the right moves. d3, he played e6. Bishop d2, trying to threaten a discovered attack. He plays queen c7, and now he's got a good game. I castled, kingside. Played knight b5 to d7. Now I was concerned that he might want to play knight here, attacking my bishop and queen. Because my idea was to be patient and to try to keep the 2 bishops, but I can't. So I played rook on the f file to e1 to just bluff him a little bit. Now if he plays knight there, I can pin his knight with queen here. It gets a bit complicated. He played bishop e7, so I played a3. I'm down to 2 minutes and 37 seconds. He castled. I played bishop a2, ran away with my bishop. Again, I'm a bit concerned about this knight here hitting my bishop. I want to try to get to an endgame where my bishops are better than his knights. But in closed positions like this, the knights are quite adequate to hold the position. So I haven't really got any big advantage. Played rook on the f file to e8, very solid move. Played rook on the a file to d1. He played rook a file to d8. and I played knight to e4. So I'm trying to remove one or two pieces slowly. So just get those two bishops working, right? He took it, and I took with a pawn, because now suddenly I've got a little bit of play for this bishop. I've got a little bit of play for that bishop, but we'll see if we can improve it a bit. He played bishop f6, so I played bishop c1. I'm just opening the castle to the castle. With the two castles on the board, very hard to win the game. So I really need to exchange one castle if he lets me. Anyway, he played queen b6, and I was happy about that. I just played c3. So now he's not threatening anything. He played knight e5, and I think this is a bit too premature. Played queen to e2, and he played knight g6. In a minute, he's going to play a sneaky move. I played bishop e3 and attacked his queen. He played queen c7. So I played rook takes d8, rook takes d8, and rook to d1. And now I just want to outplay him with my little pieces, right? I'm going to outplay him. He played b6. And I'm looking at this position, I'm thinking, how can I win? I've got 3 pawns on one side of the board, matching 3 pawns on the queen side, 4 pawns on the other, and he's got no real weaknesses. So I need to open the position up a bit. Anyway, so I thought, well, I'll take the rook off. Still plenty of material on the board to win. And I played g3. He played knight to e5. And I thought about this for a minute, and I thought, damn, he might be threatening queen here. And then if I take the queen, knight takes, I'm going to lose a pawn. So this is a real threat. Queen here is a big threat, right? So anyway, so I played bishop to b1 to stop him doing it. And he played c5. Well, now I can play f4 and kick his knight out of that position. Of course, what we're trying to do is make the bishops look better than the knights. So he played knight c6 and I played e5. Well, he can't take that. So he moved to bishop to e7 and I played bishop e4. Suddenly the range of my bishops has improved. Okay, it's improved. He played knight a5. There's a problem with that. And that is there's a rule in chess called the Springer am Rande bringt Schande, right? And it's a knight on the board brings thunder, lightning and disaster. And this knight's basically trapped. Can you see how the bishop traps and the queen traps the knight? He's only really got one square at the moment. So I concentrated on that and I thought, well, I'm going to try to win that knight. So I played b4, he played takes, and then I recaptured a takes b4. Then he's only got one square for his knight. So he played knight to b3 and I played queen to c2. At this stage, his knight is lost. He played knight to a1 and I simply played queen to b1 and he cannot save his knight and he can't even get a pawn for his knight. Can't even get a pawn. So powerful are my white bishops. And I was not tempted to take the pawn with check. That would be a temptation that I don't want because that gives him a chance, right? I was happy here to just take the knight off. And when I played this move, queen to b1, he resigned. So it was a bit of a tour de force. And as I say, for that particular game, Chess Engine gave me a good rating, I believe. Game review, we'll just have a look at that. We're just going to have a look at the rating performance for that particular game. Yes, I played a 95.4% accuracy, 95.4. I got 2 exclamation mark moves. I had 9 best moves. And my rating performance for that game was 2,000. I'll show you. I've got to show you this. 2,750. That was my rating performance for that game. So I can play at 2,750. Okay, so when you look at my low rating, you can say, oh, hold on, but you can play sometimes, Johnny. Well, I can play sometimes. Anyway, with that, I am going to say goodbye for now. I want to thank you all for dropping into YouTube to have a look at my video. And I hope you enjoyed my game with the 3 double exclamation marks for the moves, for the attacking moves on that kingside attack that I did. But as for the best game, the last game that I played, this one here, this was a much higher standard, right? Because I had a game plan. I navigated through the opening. I wanted to open the game up towards a middle end game, and I'm trying to utilize the power of the 2 bishops over the bishop and the knight. And I achieved all my goals and ended up trapping the knight in classical style. So I hope you learnt something from that game. And if you want to donate to my channel, my PayPal link is in the video description. And until next time, we say God bless you, God bless all your families out there in the world. And for those people that are doing it tough, we really send you blessings from Grandmaster Teddy and myself. Bye for now.